All right, you guys, you see it in the title. We're doing a full day of training and we're talking about overtraining. So I'm warming up the deadlift. Haven't deadlifted in quite a long time. I haven't deadlifted heavy in a long time, I should say. So hopefully going to hit like around the mid fours. Now, for people that are new to this channel, we're talking about overtraining, but I want to explain why I can train so much, why I train so much, and especially if you saw the running half a marathon first video, this is why and how I'm going to limit getting injured. So let's talk about overtraining, because overtraining is a real thing. People do get overtrained, but these are the signs and symptoms that you can see. If you feel like you're very delirious, like foggy, lack of energy, you can't sleep at night, you feel like you have insomnia, and you're just like have restless leg syndrome, and a big one is if your resting heart rate is higher than it's supposed to be, those are signs that you are overtrained. Another one is like, obviously if you're doing a strength program and like you're not hitting anywhere near the weights that you're supposed to be hitting, those are signs that you're overtrained. Now, the reason why I don't overtrain, why I haven't overtrained, is because I've accumulated volume and intensity over 16 years. I've been doing high volume, high intensity training since I was 16 when I was getting ready for strongman, competing in strongman. Heavy volume, or a lot of volume, a lot of resistance training, a lot of odd object training for strongman. And my training splits, even as a teenager, was like an hour, hour and a half of training. And then during strongman, my training sessions would be like 3, possibly 4 hours if I was doing event training. That's a lot of training, but that accumulated over like, since I was 12 years old to 16 years old, from like an hour to 4 hours. So that was a 4-hour transition, or a 4-year transition. Then from 16 to 30, I've been maintaining that level of volume for 14 years. So it's not something that I just jumped into. I've been doing this for a very, very long time now. Obviously, you can't just jump from going to working out 30 minutes a day to an hour and a half or 2 hours, or going from 1 session a day to 2 sessions a day. You need to slowly accumulate this volume and intensity over years, and your body eventually just adapts. Now, obviously, nutrition is a huge part. You need to be eating enough to recover. You need to be eating enough so that you can sleep at night. So nutrition is huge. If your nutrition's not on point, then your sleep is going to be affected, and then that is going to affect your training. So there's a lot of variables that go into overtraining, but as long as you're on top of your nutrition and you're following your program and you slowly accumulate training volume, you're not going to have overtraining. Obviously, some days you're going to feel crappier than others, but as long as you are still making progress, and you're not like going crazy, like just from like 0 to 100 real quick, like Drake said, is that Drake? Then you're going to be okay. So that's how I have accumulated volume over 16 years, is just slow. Now with marathon training or half marathon training, like I said in a previous comment, I could leave the gym right now and go run 13 miles if I wanted to, just through mentality and years of experience just training. I could just put myself through that pain and do it. The goal is to do it well, and people are commenting that, oh, you're gonna get injured, increasing that training volume, but it's really not that much extra training volume. Like going out for an hour-long run 3-4 times a week, it's not that big of a deal. Like it's not very, obviously I'm going to be running at slower paces, so the intensity is not going to be that high, and the volume and the stress on the body is not that much. Like doing CrossFit workouts or heavy powerlifting movement is a lot more stressful to the nervous system than going out for a run. So I'm going to be just fine. So don't worry about it. If you guys are new to this channel, I've been doing this for a very, very long time. For my subscribers that have been around for a while, you know that this is just a normal day of training for me. So anyways, back to the training. We're gonna do deadlifts in the morning, but I have this deadlift session, I have a running session, then I have a bodybuilding session, and then I possibly have a CrossFit session later. So I'm doing at least 3 sessions, possibly 4 sessions today, but we're gonna start with deadlifts. Hopefully I can work up to like mid 400s, possibly even 500. And yes, I'm doing it sumo, so settle down.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. But you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Post-workout, a warm blueberry protein shake. Why is it warm? Well, my fridge and my freezer have decided to stop working, and I might have to move all my food into the mini fridge. I might have to throw food out. Hopefully not, because I just did meal prep. Hopefully I can get this fridge fixed. If not, I'm gonna have to get a new fridge. Homeowner stuff, right, Max? Super fun. But we did an hour-long bodybuilding session, biceps, triceps at the gym. That's the commercial gym in town. I haven't asked permission to film there fully, so if you guys want more bodybuilding clips, let me know, and then I'll start bringing my good camera in there because I just use my phone. But an hour of biceps, triceps with the wifey, so that's my second session. Session 1, powerlifting, deadlifts. Session 2, biceps, triceps. Session 3 should be running at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. So I worked out at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Then hopefully running at 4 p.m. and then doing this bodybuilder / CrossFit workout at 5 p.m. with my 5 p.m. crew at the gym. So I'll film that if I do it. I'll let you know how far I run if I do it, but I need to figure out how to fix this fridge. So if anyone knows actually how to fix a fridge and you could save me from buying $1,000, $2,000 fridge, comment down below and help a guy out. Okay. Dang it. Okay, at the gym, I just trained some people, and now I have, it's 4:11. I have exactly 45 minutes before the 5 p.m. class starts, where I'm gonna do that bodybuilding workout. So I'm going to run. The only problem is I forgot my Garmin watch and my wireless headphones, so I have to use headphones that are gonna bounce out of my ears, and I'm gonna have to use my Run Keeper app to track how far I go, which is going to be a pain in the butt. So not ideal conditions because it's not going to help me with my pacing. So I'm going to have to just do a really moderate intensity run and hopefully go at least 3 miles, because I ran 3 miles yesterday, just trying to accumulate that running volume for the whole week. So this week I'm hoping to hit like upwards of 20 miles. So yeah, that's my running plan for right now. It's a little bit rainy out, which is another crappy situation, but I'm just gonna get this run done with. I'll let you know how far I go, and then we're gonna do that CrossFit workout, which I'm going to fully film. So the fridge is still broken. Okay, 3 miles at a 9:25 pace. Really easy. It's like not out of breath at all. Feels really good. So now 3 miles are done. That's my third session of the day. And I'm gonna go into the gym. And I'm gonna do my fourth session for the day. Bodybuilding CrossFit.
All right, guys, I'm going to do a voiceover for this part of the workout just because I want to give you guys an idea of the intent of this session. So with CrossFit workouts that are for time, which this workout is for time, you're trying to move as quickly as possible through these reps, and you're not necessarily contracting the muscle that you're targeting. You're just moving through the motions. So I'm not pausing. I'm not contracting for like 3 seconds at the top like you would a bicep curl. You're not descending and keeping tension in the muscle. It's moving at a very fast pace. So what we have is a 5-round workout. The workout is 20 reps of bench press and 20 reps of sumo deadlift high pull with this kettlebell. So obviously everybody knows what a bench press is, and I'm using 115 pounds, which is not a lot of weight, but this is in total 100 bench press and 100 sumo deadlift high pull. So because I'm moving so quickly, the heart rate is like probably 80% of my max. So it's really high intensity. The heart rate's up. But with all this volume and this very short workout, basically the more volume there is in the workout and the shorter the workout is, the more intensity and the higher your heart rate's going to be. And you're going to get a serious pump even though you're moving very, very fast. So you can see my legs fidgeting around because I'm like, oh my God, my shoulders are on fire. My chest is on fire. So the goal for me for this workout was to pick a weight that I can move quickly, but it still is challenging over 100 reps. So for my gym, this is the gym that I own, I program all the workouts. I give people multiple options for the load that they're going to use. So I put, if you're very good at bench press, you're going to use 135 pounds. If your bench press is around, like my bench press PR right now is probably like 275 if I had to guess. I'm not a bench presser. I don't train to get stronger in the bench press. You asked me to do a split jerk over my head and I would be like, okay, I could do 335 pounds or so. But if you could bench over 250, I would say use 135. If you can't bench over 250, if you can bench press 225, use 115. But basically you want to get these reps as close to unbroken as possible, meaning you want to be able to do those 20 reps unbroken because you don't want to lose the intent of the workout, which is intensity, by choosing a weight that's too heavy. So say I picked 135, which I could probably still do in a very good time frame, but with 135, I might have to do 10 reps, then 5 reps, then 3 reps, then 2 reps, which all that breaking up is going to drop my heart rate down because I'm taking too long of breaks in between the sets of bench press. Now, I did start to break it up round 3. Rounds 1 and 2 was unbroken 20 reps. I think round 3 was 15 and then 5, or at least 12 and 8, I think. Obviously, over time, no matter what, during the workout, you're going to have to break it up eventually, but you want to keep that intensity, keep that speed. So every round for me took just about, I think the first 3 rounds took a minute apiece, and then rounds 4 and 5 took closer to a minute and a half to 2 minutes. But the intent of the workout needs to remain the same. which I'm trying to teach my members all the time, is, we have a thing in CrossFit called RXing a workout, which means you're doing a prescribed weight. So meaning you would be doing 135 for men, 95 for women, using a 53-pound kettlebell for the sumo deadlift high pull and a 35-pound kettlebell for the women for sumo deadlift high pull. And people like to chase that RX because it's technically the hardest variation you can use weight-wise, but the intent of the workout is finishing as quickly as possible. So my members tend to choose a weight that's too hard, which becomes too difficult, and then they eventually can't finish the workout because they chose poorly for the weight. So if you guys want to try this at home, you can do this in a commercial gym. You can do it even if you don't have a kettlebell. You can use a dumbbell for the sumo deadlift high pull, or even a barbell. But 20 reps, 5 total rounds. Your chest and your arms and triceps are going to be on fire. Another thing with this workout is it's a typical push-pull workout. So you're doing a pressing movement with the bench press. You're using your pecs, you're using your front delts and your triceps. When you're doing the sumo deadlift high pull, you're using a little bit of the legs, obviously, because it's kind of like a squat deadlift. And then you're using your traps and your rear delts to pull the kettlebell up. So you're using muscles that are going to pre-fatigue each other for the next movement, which becomes very, very difficult because that lactic acid builds up in your muscles and you're just like, everything is on fire. So another thing is to think about, like, I also did deadlifting this morning. So I was already fatigued from that. Then biceps and triceps. So I'm already pre-fatigued from that. So choosing a weight wisely for that is what I kind of thought about before picking the weight, because on a fresh day, if I didn't train arms in the morning, I would have done the 135. But because I was already kind of like blown up from the biceps, triceps, I just stuck with 115. And I think my finish time on this is like 8 minutes or something like that, which is really, really fast because I put a time cap of 13 minutes. So when I put a time cap in a workout, or you see workouts that have time caps, the goal is not to get close to that time cap. The goal is not to barely finish the workout. The goal is to finish this workout well under the time cap. Now, there is a time and a place to challenge yourself weight-wise or technique-wise, but for the most part, you want to keep that intensity and crush the workout versus struggling through, say I did 135 and I, barely finished the workout. My heart rate would be a little bit lower, which in a very short workout, an 8-minute workout, you want that heart rate as high as possible to burn the most amount of calories as possible. So as I get to, I think this is around 5, but as I get towards the end of this workout, basically my arms and my chest are just so blown up that I have to take like a 30-second rest period in between so that I can actually use my arms. Because if I do a set of 5, take a quick like shakeout and then go again, I'm only going to be able to get 2 or 3 reps. But if I take a little bit longer of a break, I can probably get bigger chunks. So try this workout out. It's really, really fun. But that's a little voiceover of this workout. The next thing you're going to see after this is what we call toes to bar in CrossFit. It's a high-level gymnastic move where you're swinging your legs underneath the bar up to the bar. So you're kicking your toes to the bar. It's a lot of hip flexors. There's a lot of lower abdominal strength. And the goal is to accumulate as many reps as possible in 9 minutes. So even though this workout was only 8 minutes, there was a general warm-up. The whole class was 60 minutes, but very, very, very high intensity compared to the deadlift session and the bodybuilding session and the run. So that's this workout. Give it a shot. This is the toes to bar coming up.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do.
Back at the gym, went home, ate a meal ate my meal that was in my non-cold refrigerator. Hopefully I don't get food poisoning. So we're at the gym again, 7 p.m. because we have an extra fridge back here. I'm gonna take that fridge home so I can use it for a temporary fridge. Don't you dare pee. Don't you dare pee. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. So I'm gonna load up this fridge. That way we can use it in case we have to get a new fridge in the time being. I'm stuttering. I don't know where I am. Oh my God. Pee? Did you pee anywhere? You got fuzz hanging from your mouth. Oh. Move over. Move over, buddy. Update. Eating a poop stick. This piece of poop is a big piece of poop. So we had to take all the food out of there. Got this fridge set up on the counter. And then got these really nice lights just in case you want to get festive with it. Then you have on the porch a cooler filled with a bunch of stuff. Excuse me, Max. Excuse me, Max. Then, additionally, we've got, which we'll check on, put this stuff in here at like 1 p.m. So hopefully it's cold. All the food is in the mini fridge, which usually has liqueur in it. Everything's feeling pretty cold. Put it on the very cold desk setting. Everything's feeling good. The ice isn't melting, which is a good sign. So thankfully we have this fridge. But let's get back to the topic of the video and to wrap this video up. So for those that are concerned with overtraining, there's a fine balance, right? Like I said, there's signs, there's symptoms to overtraining, and definitely overtraining is real, but for the most part, if you're working out with a intent and you're really focused and like you're really attacking your workouts, that's not necessarily overtraining. That's just being like a savage, being a badass, right? But if you're, working out a lot and you're so fatigued, so tired, so delirious that you physically can't get out of bed, and you're like pissing like really dark yellow, like those could be signs that you are overtrained. And if your heart rate is elevated at night and you can't sleep, and sleeping is affecting your work and is affecting your workouts, and you can't hit that weight that you usually hit very easily, then obviously there's something else going on. So nutrition, again, is a huge part of it, and you need to make sure that you're eating enough and recovering enough. So overtraining is real, but don't let that be an excuse not to like push yourself in the gym. So let's wrap up what we did today, or sum up what we did today. 9 a.m. we worked out. We did deadlifts for about 30 minutes. That was session number 1. Session number 2 was 60 minutes of bodybuilding, biceps, triceps. So that is an hour and a half of training. Then session number 4 was 30 minutes of running at a nice, comfortable pace for 3 miles. I felt like I could run another 3 miles. So that makes 2 hours of training. Then I did CrossFit for a whole hour, which makes 3 hours of total training. Now, there was different intensities for all these workouts. There was different resistance. So the lowest intensity was the deadlifting. Like my heart rate's not that elevated doing deadlifting, but the resistance was the greatest. Bodybuilding, we'll say moderate intensity, moderate resistance. My heart rate's elevated, but I'm doing hypertrophy work, so it's not as heavy, but a lot more volume because I'm doing lots of reps and sets and exercises.
Then the run is probably the least intensity because my heart rate's not as high as it was when I was doing bodybuilding, and it wasn't an aggressive run. It was kind of laid back. Then the most intense session was a CrossFit session where I'm doing 100 reps of bench press and 100 reps of sumo deadlift high pull. So it is a very high volume workout, but the time frame is very, very short, which is making my heart rate very, very high. So very high heart rate, moderate load, lots of volume, followed by a 9-minute workout of as many toes to bars as you can get. I got 120, so a lot of volume again, and my heart rate was elevated. So variation is what I'm trying to get at. Lots of variety of training, and I feel fine. I physically feel fine. I'm awake. I'm alert. I'm feeling good. I'm going to go upstairs, eat another meal. Hopefully I don't get food poisoning, but that's it. That's my full day of training. 3 hours of training. Obviously, every single day is not as much volume, or it could be like just an hour and a half of bodybuilding and I could run for an hour. It's always going to be a little bit different. But bottom line is, overtraining is real, but you don't need to be super concerned about it if like you're just working out, like, I don't know. Intensity is good. Being like motivated to push yourself in the gym is very, very good. Don't be like, oh my God, I can't go that hard because I don't want to overtrain. That's an excuse to be, use your intensity, use your passion to work out, kick some butt in the gym, but don't let that hold you back. That's all I'm trying to say. And for those that are concerned that I'm going to get injured, knock on wood. Is this wood or is this plastic? I'm going to be fine. I'm going to ramp up my training slowly, increase my running slowly, and I will be fine for the half marathon in May. Also, speaking of overtraining, I signed up for a CrossFit competition 2 weeks prior to the half marathon. Talk about being a savage. It's going to be a very high volume training program for the next 3 months, into a CrossFit competition, a week rest, into a half marathon. No big deal. So that's it for today's video. If you guys liked it, comment down below, subscribe if you're new to this channel, and drop a comment down below if you got any questions about overtraining, training philosophy, diet, whatever you want to comment. Just comment something, or you can just comment that Max is the cutest puppy you've ever seen. But that's it. Stay tuned for a full day of eating so you can see what I eat to maintain all of this training. And that's it. See you guys. I'm going to give you the finger. See you guys in the next video.